Hi guys, welcome to the Tech Room podcast. We have a guest here with us in this episode. I'm your host Ida, and let our guest introduce herself and tell us what she does.
Okay, so my name is Sharola, Akoth Odipo. I'm the founder and president of Women in Artificial Intelligence Africa. And also by profession, I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. But I'm here wearing the hat of Women in AI Africa. Yes, Women in AI Africa is basically an organization that seeks to bridge the gender gap in the innovative space. So we've seen that this space has been mostly male dominated, especially in Africa. The global West is very easy to adopt the gender concept, but in Africa, it's been a struggle. So Women in AI Africa is here to try and bridge that gap, to try and mentor other young ladies to come into the profession, to embrace it, and basically to grow.
Yeah, I'm actually glad that you brought up the empowerment side of it. Do you feel like as a country, we are getting to a place where we won't now need to be told that we need to embrace women in certain positions? Or do you feel like we still have a long way to go in order to get to a place where we'll say now, as a country, we have done it?
Okay, I think as it is right now, when we came up with the 2/3 majority and the inclusion concept in the constitution, they came up with these offices, even in government. I'm not just talking about government, but generally, we came up with positions for women representatives, for example. And as it is right now, the talk is to get rid of such positions. But the thing is, when the government was setting up these offices, they did not give these offices the backbone structure. They did not give them content to work with. So we have women who are there just as seat holders. If we were able to actually engage, women are very smart. They're able to handle so much. Women can do exactly what men can do, sometimes even more. But we just had those positions there so that we can have a government that is constitutional, you see. So if we're able to bring it, I feel like we have a long way to go, because we are putting women there but not actually bringing in what they have to offer.
Yes.
And if we look at this, the urban area is embracing more when it comes to gender. It's more embracive, it's more accommodative, it's very amenable. But when you look at the rural areas, there's still that challenge. There's still that sensitization has not really been taken down to the grassroots. And women at the rural areas are not very alive to this balance, this gender balance that we are trying to work towards. So maybe we can do a little more.
A lot of the people we meet, especially at this time, people in tech, a lot of them are self-taught, which is a good thing. Would you say self-teaching, self-directed learning is better than you as someone actually going to school and studying for something, or a little balance will work for you to actually get to where you want to be?
Okay, first of all, I am self-taught. I did not go to, but I do courses, both in technical and non-technical aspects of it. Because in this area, especially AI, you have to be adept. You have to understand what you're working with. And the organization Women in AI Africa has both technical and non-technically skilled women. When you are self-taught, I feel like the passion is there. But even when you decide to choose that, some of us, especially, you just pick a course, and then life changes. Something happens and life changes. But if you have a combination of the two, I think you get the perfect outcome. Because then it shows that you're passionate about it and you want to really follow it. So statistics shows that those who start studying, when you look at the graph, the quantity of ladies who start studying the STEM subjects, they start very well. But as they get into employment and even into leadership position, it narrows down. The number continues going down, it decreases significantly. So what is it that happens in between here that makes women pull back from their initial interest in tech and pursue other things and not go all the way to become CEOs and all these giant leaders. I think it's because of maybe passion and the cultural norms that we've had so far. So we are trying to encourage people to go all the way. When you start, fire that passion. And when we offer recognition to women who have done it, who have made it, I believe it inspires those who are upcoming to continue to pursue this and to even develop and ignite a passion in them.
Yeah. So be passionate, and you'll definitely get to where you want to be in life. Now, what would you say will be the challenge of existing cities trying to integrate the IoTs into their systems now, their existing systems? What would be the challenge?
Now, one of the major challenges that I have seen, is it February or March this year? I like giving real life examples because
That's nice.
they're happening. We saw the governor of Nairobi County getting rid of the limitation of the 15 floors in Kileleshwa. That goes towards this whole smart city urbanization agenda. And it says that up is the only way to go. But much as we are trying to bring in smart cities to try and help us have sustainable environments and to try and get rid of environmental hazards and all this, it's a double-edged sword, because you're developing all these structures. Have you considered health hazards? Have you considered sewerage systems? Isn't that isn't that countering what you're trying to solve in the first place with smart cities? Because you're trying to get rid of pollution. But when we have things like bad sewerage, they've not considered such things. They've not considered the kind of health hazard. Is it sustainable at the end of the day? And are we actually increasing pollution or decreasing it at the end of the day? So we need to have proper planning, proper systems, not just rush because maybe people feel like they have money and now there is no limitation, they can construct all the way up. No, have proper planning, have proper policies to handle these things, so that once we are heading towards these smart systems, it is proper, it is sustainable, and it is very, very friendly to the ecosystem. And also, have we considered the kind of disparity that we are having between urban and rural areas? Because when we are talking about smart cities, most of the time we are talking about the urban areas. How about we spread it in such a way that it grows towards all this land that we have in the rural areas, and even help those people who are in the rural areas develop also, catch up with those in the urban areas. So we can do it, but we need to do it in a very strategic manner so that it doesn't cause more harm than good.
And also, as a country, do you feel like we have enough infrastructure to fully adapt the IoT?
Wow.
In terms of network and all?
No, I do not think that we have enough infrastructure, because we have pre-existing issues like connectivity gap. If we're building smart cities, this means that the rural areas need to have connectivity, internet connectivity. That's not the case. If you stand right now, it's not 100% of Kenya that has internet connectivity. And for IoT to work, that it's paramount, because IoT is a system. It's basically sensors adopting information, transmitting them for them to be interpreted and give proper output, right? So for that to happen, you need proper infrastructure, digital infrastructure. Yes, some counties are embracing this digital shift, but some are not. You cannot tell Mandera about smart cities. They have pre-existing issues that need to be sorted out first before bringing up these cities. We are having KPLC issues every day here. What happens when you have a smart city and there's no electricity? Have we considered other alternatives to this? Internet is backed on electricity. We have issues. Connectivity, even in electricity, is not there all the way through. Some rural areas are dark, completely dark. So we have a long way to go, but it's a good thing that we have started and we are embracing it. So we just need to put in more work, towards developing proper infrastructure, creating sensitization, capacity development. You have to teach people in the rural areas how to handle these things. You have to teach them how to handle digital things, technology and all that. You have to give them the know-how. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense to have that. Yeah, so let's work towards that.
Yeah, that would be nice to actually sensitize everyone and ensure that everyone is in line and understands what these things and the advantages of adapting them. Yeah. Now, if we decide to move that direction as a country, the direction of IoT, smart cities and all, the security, how would the security structure look like?
Now, when we look at security, this is very interesting. I don't even know why I did. Oh, I was not talking about IoT. I was talking about AI.
Oh.
I've seen that they want to use IoT to improve security. They're saying they want to start surveillance, using it for surveillance, to prevent crime. But you see that surveillance could also be used for any other reason that would definitely breach people's privacy and things like that. So how are we supposed to handle that? How are we supposed to handle surveillance throughout? What are the policies, what are the regulations and legislation put in place to ensure that this data that is collected is used solely and purposely for security purposes? There's a moral hazard there. There's a lot of risk that is involved there, because when you want to look at surveillance and things like that for security to be used by the police, it goes towards feeding people's anger. Like the other day when we were forcefully being shifted from NHIF to SHIF, it makes you question, how did they get your data? How is data being utilized? What do they have to do with data security? How are they handling it? And how much control do you have on your data? Because clearly they have taken your data from NHIF without your consent and pushed it to SHIF. It's the same thing now with the internet. It's literally the same thing. And if we look at security from another perspective, cybersecurity is brought on board. We have to be very vigilant. We have to have very many people who are skilled when it comes to cybersecurity. It brings about issues of hacking, issues of terrorism and such things. So as development comes up, as technological development is enhanced, we also have to be ready to combat these issues that come along with them. So we are developing this and we are pushing it forward. We also have to come up with policies and regulations to help. Not regulations that will impede development, but regulations that will complement them.
Now lastly, let me take you back to your company. You mentioned that you work towards ensuring that the girl child is empowered in line with the tech. How do you do this?
So on our platform, we have mentorship programs. So we have people who are well advanced in the tech space, in artificial intelligence, STEM, basically. Mentoring those who are upcoming, those who are just starting this journey, and guiding them on how to go about things, helping them to establish a niche. These areas are very vast, so you need to niche down to what you would want as a young lady, what you would want to advance in and things like that. We also have fellowship programs. These fellowship programs are different cohorts where you're trained in artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence has different aspects of it. We have the non-technical, we have the technical. In the technical, we have machine learning, NLP, and all that. So you need to understand which area of artificial intelligence do you want maybe to get into. Some people are just excited because it's the fourth industrial revolution. It's the newest thing, and they want to get on board. But you can get in there and then you're lost. You don't know. So at least you need to know what is machine learning, what is natural language processing, what is data, how do you collect good quality data? Is that the area you want to look at? So by the time we are done, we've given you an introduction to all these sectors for you to now decide, fine, I will major in robotics, or I will major in neurotechnology, or ML, machine learning. You get to decide, and then from that you can proceed and get out there and procure a good degree or something like that that will make you marketable out there. We also have a platform where we advertise, we show jobs that have been advertised in Africa, in these areas, so that more women can apply for these jobs. Okay? Yeah, and also recognition. Recognition goes a long way. Those who have made it in this space, those who are making it big out there, who are becoming small giants in their own way, when we recognize them and we are able to award them, then other people come on board, other ladies come on board. Also, we have partnered with certain organizations, for example, in Televerse, and we have come up with a tool, an actual AI tool called EvaCare. And this EvaCare is an AI system that helps women through their fertility journey, through pregnancy and early parenthood. So basically what we are giving it it's a tool by women for women that helps women through a journey that only women can understand. And it's trained, this tool is trained in such a way that it's very empathetic in nature. You know, when women are going through these journeys, no one talks about, you cannot go to a doctor to talk about postpartum depression. Or you cannot you cannot talk to anyone if you have a premature baby, or if you've lost a child, if you've miscarried, things like that. You know, you're just left there to handle you. But if you have a system, an AI system that you can talk to, not just about which doctor to go to, or which hospital is near me, or which, supplements I should use, you can actually have a conversation and have a companion with you this entire time. So we have that, and we are helping women. Those who are in Women in AI Africa are able to access this EvaCare for free.
Now, maybe you can tell our audience how they would go about joining one of your programs and becoming part of the mentorship programs that you offer.
Okay. So we have our website, womeninaiafrica.org, and we are also very active. We're mostly active on LinkedIn. So if you want to know and just to catch up on what we are doing, we have our LinkedIn page. We have our Instagram page as well. All of them are just Women in AI Africa. If you want to join membership, our membership registration form is there, everything, and you can become a part of this journey. You can also volunteer if you feel like there's a way in which you're able to help women out here get into the tech space or the innovative space and help it grow and things like that. Join us. We are accepting all women from any age. You're all welcome.
Thank you. That has been all today. Very insightful. I'd like to say short and sweet. I hope you have been inspired in one way or another.